A workflow is an action or a rule that determines how a notification is handled. In this case, we're looking at email notifications. Workflows consist of three main components. The trigger, which would be a form submission occurring on your website. The action, which is the workflow rule determining how the email notification will be sent out. And the content, which is the actual message delivered. To help further visualize how this all comes together, we can nest these components together visually as per this diagram. The outer layer is the form triggering the workflow, which in turn governs the email content components to be used. Noting here that an email can consist of an overall template as well as the message body. Furthermore, the trigger can activate multiple workflows. So we can nest an additional workflow or workflows within that trigger. This is in the case where various email notifications may need to be sent with different content and or different recipients. Let's first look at the built-in inquiry workflow available by default. Note, this workflow cannot be renamed or deleted as it's the system default available to all website plans. You can add additional custom workflows if your website plan includes the custom workflow feature. So let's first look at assigning the workflow. So you can assign a workflow to a form, so under Content, Forms, and choosing the desired form, or creating a new one if you're starting from scratch, and navigate to the Settings tab. You can select the workflow from the Workflow drop-down, then save the form. Now note the email notification section found here is for enabling an email autoresponder to be sent out to the user upon form submission. More on this can be found in the documentation around forms. So once the workflow has been assigned to the form, you can customize the workflow components. So under Email Notifications, Workflows, you'll find the workflows available that you can edit. The built-in workflow has its name and workflow email preset. And from here, you can add the email addresses of the recipients that are to be notified. And multiple recipients can be added. As we can see, there is a workflow email preset called Workflow Notification. And we can access this email under Email Notifications, System Emails, and choosing the item called Workflow Notification. Now note, this is only for the built-in workflow email notification. If you're creating your own custom email notifications, they will be found under Email Notifications and Workflow Emails. We'll look more at that later. In either case, the email notification can be assigned an email template, as well as the subject line, from email address, and the from name, which would likely represent the staff member responsible for these notifications and whom the recipients would likely reply to. Dynamic content can be added to the email body, rendering information from the form submission, as well as inserting most other liquid components and logic suitable for email content. Likewise, the built-in system default email template can be edited in a similar way, or you can create your own custom templates. Again, with the ability to insert dynamic content relating to the notification itself or other website data accessible via Liquid. So under Email Templates, System Default.